Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode number 40 of the Be the Real You podcast. I'm Sherry Harmel, coach and creator of Be the Real You magazine, as well as all kinds of other products that really support you to step into the life that you want to create for yourself. Well, this is episode number 40, and I cannot believe I began this crazy idea some 40 weeks ago and have produced a new podcast every single week for 40 straight weeks, which is crazy consistent for a gal who is energized by everything new. Truly. I am a person who has the shiny new object syndrome, so I have to watch out for that. But here we are, episode 40. Well, today's podcast is titled The Dance, and The Dance is a beautiful song by Garth Brooks. And I recently actually heard Kelly Clarkson sing it when Garth was being honored at the Kennedy Center. And yeah, I have provided a link below that you can check on YouTube and actually listen to the song. But truly, it's out there. Just Google "The Dance" by Garth Brooks. The lyrics in the song are just especially touching, and I had to write a podcast about them because those words just for some reason meant something to me. And this particular, the chorus especially, and it goes like this. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it would all end, the way it would all go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Just beautiful. It's all about the dance of life. So our conversation today is about our dance of life and how we need to embrace letting go of regrets and always, always be excited about the dance that we are currently dancing. So, if life is sort of like a dance, which I believe it is, there are slow parts, right? There are parts, there are dances or music when we wonder, I wonder what's next, or we feel sort of stuck in the moment. We're still moving, but the music is really slow, and our movements kind of mimic that by being very slow and very steady. But then there are the crazy excited parts where we're riding high and we have no idea how the music is going to flow or when our joy is actually going to end. We're out there pumping our arms and hopping from move to move, leaping around the room. Then there are some dances where we have a partner. And dancing with another person, as we all know, changes everything. To be in sync, we often have to conform our moves so that the other person, that we're right in line with the other person and that we're compatible and that the dance is smooth. When we dance with a partner, we rarely can go totally off script and hop into our solo creative movement. How many of us, though, can relate to that type of a dance at some point in our lives? Often, though, we dance alone. So we have to be comfortable dancing by ourselves. Dancing, not only by ourselves, but center stage. Think of little children, and even us as little children. We probably can't remember it, but if you have children or nieces, nephews, grandchildren, you know what they look like. They love to dance alone. They have no need for a partner. And most of the time, if you give them an audience, they are only going to dance bigger. I remember my own daughter just loved dancing. So as children, we are very comfortable dancing alone, and we love an audience. And yet as adults, we often don't love the times when we're dancing alone. We are constantly out there looking for a partner. And we hardly ever think of dancing alone in front of an audience. So I want us all to rethink that. Embrace the children that we are underneath all of this. Why not dance your wildest and biggest dance in front of the world? This is all part of living and loving your true self. Are you without flaws? Am I without flaws? Absolutely not. None of us are. And yet, we each have our own perfect ways of dancing to whatever music we're hearing that is truly as unique as we were when we were children and we were bouncing around to a beat. So if we relate this to life, I want you to think about what it is that you want to do. What is it that you want to try? And truly, don't think about it from the standpoint of what am I going to master? I want you to embrace the child in you and try things, whether or not you know you're ever going to be good at it. You did it as kids, so why not do it as an adult? What would that be? For me, it was this crazy podcast. Maybe you want to start a blog. Maybe you want to spend time in a French chateau. I don't know about you, but there's a couple of YouTube channels that have French chateau, volunteer opportunities. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go there. Or maybe you want to landscape your backyard. Maybe you want to figure out how to grow herbs in your balcony. Maybe you want to try painting or etching. Make a list. And remember, you don't have to be good at it. It's just something you want to try out, like you did when you were a child. Now, I brought up the solo dancing, and I just wanted to say something about that today, because there is a huge movement of solo living in the world. And I'm going to talk a whole lot more about this in a future podcast. But solo living, working, and traveling is on the rise. It's actually been around for quite a while, and it's certainly on a rise in the United States. I live solo, and if you're like me, I want to share with you more ways to truly create an even bigger life, a bigger dance, so to speak, if you are choosing to live solo. But for now, let's go back to the dance metaphor. Like the lyrics of Garth's song, we never know what's going to be in our next dance. We don't know if the music's going to stop or how the music might change. We don't know if our next dance is going to be a solo dance or with a partner or even a child. All we know for sure is that the music is going to change. And therefore, we have to be ready for anything that might come our way and feel the flexibility to adjust to whatever music is being played. And when I thought about dancing and the metaphor of life being a dance, I can see that we only get stuck when we stop dancing. It's when we aren't actually moving that the regrets will start to show up. Now, I totally get regrets because I have to work on letting go of my regrets all the time. But realizing that dancing is what keeps the regrets from piling up is what is keeping me moving. It is so easy to imagine what our lives would have been like if we hadn't taken the wrong turn, if we hadn't married or loved that particular man or woman, if we hadn't lost ourselves somewhere along the way. But if we're moving in a dance, we can see and feel the gifts of our past dances, but we're in the present with a smile on our face, our arms raised up to the sky, embracing what is going on today. So the next time you feel regrets, I want you to embrace that idea. Get dancing in the moment, in the present, and see if it shifts things for you. Because when we're actually dancing, we can't think about what happened last year or even yesterday. Because if we do, we lose our steps for today's dance, or we just stop moving. Dancing requires us to be constantly in the moment, present in the here and now. And as we all know, our bodies are made for moving. So, does that mean we're really meant to dance in the present and be prepared for the future? I don't know. Something to think about. But we learn to really let go. As we learn to let go of those particular regrets, we realize that we can love ourselves enough to say, I'm dancing today's dance, and that is all that matters. Now, if those regrets keep coming up, this is a little tip I use myself, and that is, okay, I'm here, I'm thinking about this, I'm not moving, but what am I getting by focusing on my mistakes? What am I getting by thinking about what didn't work, what didn't go right, who disappointed me? Does it improve your mindset to go to that place? Does it motivate you to take on new accomplishments when you're in that place? Most likely not. Now, we all need a pity party from time to time. Absolutely. So have the party. Mourn what didn't happen. Give yourself a time frame when you're done, though, with all that mourning and all that pitying, and then get on with dancing today's dance. So as long as we put it in a container, we recognize what it is, and we say, okay, I'm finished. I'm ready to dance. Just remember, when this is key, that when we think about the past, we're not dancing in the present. Now, if you think about some of the people that you truly admire in your life, I have many. My guess is that each and every one of them kept on dancing no matter what happened, no matter what roadblock came their way or what trauma appeared in their lives. That's probably why we admire them. We really admire their ability to keep on dancing. So I invite you to be who you admire. Interesting thought, isn't it? So create your playlist. Invite your best friends over and have a dance party. Well, ladies, I want to share with you that on July 1st, the second issue of Be the Real You magazine is coming out. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm dancing. This particular issue, because it's July 1st, is all about summer. So we've got some art that is all focused on water. We've got some dressing up tips. We've got tips on, taking care of our health and enjoying really all of those moments that we now have. Because everything right now feels new, doesn't it? We've all been in sort of a timeout for the past year. And suddenly we've been let out of our rooms. Everything is appealing and everything is interesting. We just want to do and experience all of life again. And that means that we can move so that the dance of life has gone beyond our rooms, beyond our homes, beyond our neighborhoods. It just got really, really big. How cool is that? So Be the Real You magazine is truly meant to be a support for women just like you. It's meant to be like your best friend. They're, with good ideas, fun activities, people to connect with, because I do all kinds of very interesting interviews. And it's also meant to really accept and love who you are, who you really are. As I say, the real you. So if you haven't already subscribed, press the subscribe button and go for it. The magazine is just $29.99 a year, and truly you will love it. And I know that because that's what all my current subscribers are telling me. But ladies, most important, let's keep on dancing this crazy dance of life and be the woman that you most admire. Be the real you. A biento.